For years, software engineers have operated under a very important principle called Moore's Law. And it states that you have to plan ahead, usually 2 years, because technology would advance so quickly that the things that were created would quickly become outdated. And while we know that AI has completely blown this out the window, what hasn't changed is the need to plan ahead. And that translates directly into real estate, because right now we are in a market that's changing so fast that we are struggling to price homes appropriately. And that leads me into why we're seeing so many price adjustments in today's market. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Ashley Hart. I'm a real estate expert here in DFW, and today we're going to talk about why we're seeing so many price adjustments in this market. And I think I need to start by saying the market is not broken, but our pricing strategy is. So just like technology needed to plan ahead, we as agents are having to plan ahead because the market today is different than it's going to be in 2 weeks or a month or however long it takes from the time that we meet with you and talk about price till the time that your home goes on the market. And there's 3 things, we've talked about them before, that we can control. It's going to be price, condition, and location. So assuming you prepare your home properly and the condition is perfect, and assuming that the location is good because we can't change it, our last lever that we can play with is price. And all 3 of those things have to be in alignment in order for a home to sell. So the very first thing that I ask people to do is I say, let's put on our buyer hat. And let's say, okay, if we have $400,000, what would we be buying in this market? And really the number that you need for your house or that you want for your house or that you think your house is worth, it's almost irrelevant because if a buyer can buy something so much better than your house, that's something that you need to know. So I not only look at the comparables where we talk about past sales, right? Those are 30, 60, 90 days old, and that market is a different market. So they're not as relevant today as they were once. We look at what is available and active right now first. Because if I can go out and buy something better at $400,000, you need to know that. So we're going to take our data from 30, 60, 90 days. We'll also compare it with our active competition. And then we also need to factor in if the market continues to decline at the rate that it's been declining, where will it be by the time that you're ready to go to market? And we synthesize all of that data together, you and I, and we decide what is the right price that we're going to bring the home to market. There's all kinds of marketing strategies, and we get into that too, and we decide what the best pricing strategy is. That's for another video and another day. But I think it's important to note that this market is changing so fast that we have to stay ahead of it because the alternative is the home's going to sit, we're going to adjust the price, and that's where we see so many sellers struggle right now. So you may be wondering, why is the market so delicate right now? What's changed? How did this happen? And the answer is basic supply and demand. Inventory. We have builders that were in process and now it's all just starting to accumulate and catch up because that inventory that they maybe had the infrastructure in for, and now they've started building the community and the homes are coming to completion and they're offering incredible interest rates, incentives, design credits, you name it. Builders have a surplus of stuff that they are trying to get you to buy. And then you have all of the resale homeowners that are just trying to do their normal selling, but the buyers are not buying at the same rate that they once were because everybody's waiting on this meeting with the Fed that's coming up. And so we have an accumulation of resale inventory. And when you take builder inventory plus an accumulation of resale inventory, you just have a surplus. And so basic supply demand, you've got an increase of inventory, you've got a decrease of pricing. And so assuming all things equal, price, condition, location, the only thing that you have to compete against these other opportunities is going to be your price. Builders have deeper pockets. They just do. There's nothing that you can do to compete against them because the interest rates that they are offering would blow your mind. And in some situations, that is the right answer for a buyer. But if you are thinking of moving in a couple years, side note, I caution you because you'll be in the same situation that these other sellers are as they compete against the builder. So if you're looking to move in a couple years, please, please, please talk to your agent. Be very careful buying a builder home right now because if they are still developing in that area, you're going to have trouble reselling that home in just a couple years. So let's jump back into a surplus of inventory. That is the #1 reason that we are seeing sellers struggle right now. And it's because there are too many homes for sale in a given area, and the only thing that they can do to compete with that is price. So let's say you have the very best agent and you guys just missed it. The house didn't sell for the price you thought it would. but now what do you do? Well, I like to operate under the rule of 14. Somebody far smarter than me told me 14 days with no showings or 14 showings and no offers are going to indicate to you that you are not priced to sell. And we know that because they've clearly looked at your home, or they're not looking at your home because they've moved on to other homes. So remember, rule of 14. What we do at that point is we're going to create a new market report. That same report that we used in the beginning to price your home, we're going to do it again. Probably a little bit more aggressively at this point because you're frustrated and you're tired of showings and you're ready to move this property. So we're going to look at a new market report. And then from there, we're going to decide what that new rate is. One of the questions that I always ask in a listing appointment is, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, at what price are you no longer a seller? Now, that does not mean that that is the price that I want to sell your home for. It's not at all. But I need to know going into it, if the market changes and we get to that threshold, are you going to pull the home off the market? Because the market is changing rapidly and you and I both need to have an honest conversation about it. If it doesn't make sense to sell below a certain price, we need to talk about that and we need to know that information up front. So we've reached this point, we've found a new market report, and we now know that we need to sell your home lower than you thought that you needed to sell. Now what? We have to do a price adjustment. There's no way around it. It either is going to sit and the market's going to continue to decline, or something magical is going to happen and the market will improve. But it's not likely in this current environment, not with the buildup of inventory that we're seeing. It's going to take some time for the market to recover and catch up. So we've got to do a price adjustment. And in the MLS, any adjustment will cause the home to bump up in status, if you will, and show a price reduction. And so what we're seeing are some relatively ridiculous price adjustments. $1 sometimes, just to drop it below that threshold. Sometimes we see 500, sometimes we see 1,000. At the end of the day, percentage-wise, $1,000 on a $300,000 home is nothing that is going to inspire a buyer to get out of bed and be like, yes, it finally got to the point where I'm gonna go look at this home tomorrow. So sellers, please be realistic. If you want to maximize your profit, the home has to be priced appropriately, and you have to do these price adjustments that your agent is recommending. At the end of the day, we want what's best for you. We have a fiduciary duty to you. We want to get you as much money as possible. It's literally our #1 goal. If it's your goal, it's our goal. If your goal is a fast sale, that's our goal. We work for you. So please know that these recommendations, it's not because we want to pull money out of your pocket. We're really trying to do what you hired us to do. When we recommend a reduction, it's not fun. It's literally my least favorite phone call to make. I hate coming to a seller and saying, I'm so sorry, despite our very best marketing efforts, your home isn't selling. Because it feels like I'm insulting you. It feels like I'm telling you that your baby isn't the cutest, and that's not it at all. We're just in a market that isn't cooperating. So please just know that we are on your team and we are here for success. Well, now that I've ranted and you are all scared to work with me, let me just say that some of the very best agents out there were getting it wrong. And I will tell you that I have my personal home listed right now, and I got it wrong. And I priced where I thought the home would sell. I intentionally priced lower than I thought I needed to get higher activity. And you know what? It's still on the market and it's not fun. And sometimes the market changes faster. And so understanding that nobody's perfect, and even the very best agents out there are working so hard to try to find creative ways to market their listings, and understanding that even when you put all the money and all the marketing experience into it, you guys, my degree's in marketing. I know how to do this. Please don't go and fire your agent just because you think that your home isn't selling fast enough, because your agent likely is doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes trying to get that home sold. Because together we can turn this market around. We can get buyers to re-engage. Remember why you hired them. Remember their expertise, and you guys work together as a partnership to get the home sold. So if I didn't scare you away and you've made it this far, thanks for watching. I'm just here to make real estate a little less scary and a little bit more fun, but mostly in this video, just to bring some sense around what's happening in the world around you. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it really does make a difference.